In lesson 4, you're going to be responsible for making the player move and the coins rotating and the coins disappearing when they collide with the player. So we did that in the last lesson where we did collision. So we need to add a property to the player and have that detected on the coin. Now, one thing that you'll notice when you run into a coin is it kind of pushes the player. One way that we can fix that is in the physics setting on the coin, we're going to set ghost because ghosts move through things. So I'll select ghost on all of these. So it allows us to still have physics and collision detection, but now we can move through it. So if I push play now and I hit a coin, it will not affect the movement of my player. So after you get that set up, the thing that you're going to be worrying about is this score. How do I change the score? Let's first start off by giving the score a game property. By adding that, it gives us this, and the default is set to string. And string is just text. We don't want that. We want a number. We want to be able to add to it. So we're going to choose integer because integers are whole numbers. So we want it to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's an integer. So I've got an integer now, and I want to add to that integer. So on the coin, where I already have this collision detection with the player and object, I want to add another thing, and this will allow me to communicate with other objects. So the coin, something happens to the coin, and now I want something to happen to the score. So I'm going to send a message. So the way it works is actuators send a message and sensors receive the message. So we're going to add this actuator for message, and I'm going to leave the 2 blank. Don't put anything in here. Okay, just leave it blank. And in the subject, I'm going to say coin or point or score or whatever you want to put in there. Just remember what you typed and how you typed it. I will connect this AND controller from the collision. So what will happen is the player collides and ends the object, and then it's also going to send the message coin. Now, something needs to listen for that message. So we're going to do that on the text here. So on the sensor, we are receiving the message, and remember it was coin. And then we want to adjust this game property. So I'm going to go to my actuator, and I'm going to adjust the property. So anytime we want to change the property, it's going to be at actuator property. Now, if I connect these, it will assign a value, but we haven't selected the property, so I need to select that. Then I'm going to select the value, and I want to add 1. But right now it's just going to assign 1. So if I press play, it's just going to assign it to 1. But it won't add 1. So we need to click on this and change it to add. If we wanted to subtract, you see there's no subtract, we would do -1. So in this case, it's going to add 1. And I need to put that on these other objects just so that we can see it. I'll just do 2. So I got property, no, not property, I need message. And leave the 2 blank. I'm going to set it to coin in the subject. Okay. Press play. Go to my coin there, and I've got 102 points. I don't want to have 102 points. I just started the game. So what we need to do is set the score to a value that we want. So I'm going to go add a sensor on the text of delay. So a delay is how we deal with time. And we're going to just leave it at 0. So by leaving it at 0, when I push play, immediately will happen when the game starts. And then the actuator, we want to change the property, but this time we're going to assign text to 0. And then I will connect those, then press play, and it's set to 0 now. And then I collect my coins. Now I have 2 coins instead of 102. That's the end of this assignment, so good luck.